Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Very late last minute impromptu. We're on 42-32. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead. I was going to push some campaign today. I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead. We'll throw it up on a live stream. We'll answer some questions in here. We'll get some people interacting. And I'm going to go ahead and this is going to be the campaign and questions for our Friday night, guys. Wife actually went out with some people from work. So kids are sleeping. Good time to record. Good time to chill. I'm going to go ahead, copy some formations in here, guys, and we are just going to see exactly what we can do. We've been working on a couple of heroes, even looking at Joan of Arc, guys, who have the plus 30 signature item. Started the engraving process. Definitely have to build her up with a little bit more furniture. But again, we're just going to let it go ahead and run in here, guys. See if we can get the Mahira comps to work. See if we can get a lot of progression in here. We've been doing incredibly well. I want to finish out 42. I want to get into chapter 43. Also looking at the levels that we're at should be relatively easy. Interesting to see some of these later comps running like Nara in here, of course, with the Thorn Cheese guys. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this one done. But overall, works incredibly well. You know, we've talked about the Thorn Cheese a lot. A lot of players absolutely hate it. It will not do the Thorn Cheese regardless. A lot of players absolutely love the Thorn Cheese. It works incredibly well. At my level and at my level deficiency, the Thorn Cheese does seem to work incredibly well. What's going on, Dave? Hey man, hope all is well. Glad I could catch a live stream. What did I do to be so lucky? Right time, right place. Like I said, we're just doing kind of a late night live stream. I want to make progression in here, guys. I want to continue the progression. I want to keep going through chapter 42 at this point. We have a lot of diamonds. I actually pushed through 50 floors. I think it was 50 floors, guys, in the King's Tower today. So we made an incredible amount of progression in the King's Tower. Most of you know we did finally hit our goal. Milestone was achieved. 600, level 600 was the milestone that we were looking for. And finally, we got it done, guys. Thorn Cheese working as intended right there. So if you do have any questions, guys, pop them up in the chat. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of the campaign, but I do want to answer some questions out of here. Queen's abilities, I know I have to engrave Queen. A lot of players gave feedback last time to really get her crowd control to work, which there was absolutely flawless. But to get Queen's crowd control to work, does need some more insight in there to really get the effectiveness. And of course in here, guys, Scarlet just rains fire in here. It's absolutely crazy. My push was last week with the Awakened Brutus, went from 32 to 34. Yeah, Knick-Knack, if you were running with the trial version of the Awakened Brutus, crushed it, guys. I even at my level, I went up like 30 floors within the Mauler Tower, which was absolutely incredible, the progression in there. But again, made it easy, guys. Absolutely made it easy getting through there. Having the Awakened version of Brutus. Well, what's going on, Steve-O? What do you suggest doing for the Guild Hunt Temporal Beacon? We've put out a couple teams, Dave. I think we have 2 more days, and then the new one is up. I think, is that, yeah, 42-32 done, guys. I want to look at the damage. Couple more days. Guild Hunt Temporal Beacon, I would wait. We've been testing it out a little bit, Dave, over on the test server. I'm going to have a video with who you should use because I feel like for a lot of players, you're not going to have enough of your essence to build a lot of stuff out there. Lucretia, 10.41 billion. Thorin, another 10 billion, putting up big numbers, guys. Look at that. 4.24 billion. Eron needs a little bit of engraving. I know Queen needs a little bit of engraving. And here, almost 10 billion there from Scarlet. And then, of course, 10 billion from Raku. Absolutely incredible. The amount of damage that these heroes are putting out is just, again, it's incredible. It's incredible to see the amount of damage that they are throwing up in these formations. And I love the combination of Zolrath with Leonardo. Leonardo, of course, we just got his engraving up, guys. A lot of people were saying that he is a huge priority when it comes to the Cursed Realm, which is the reason why we engraved him up a little bit. And then finally got that Raku to the plus 60 engraving as well, making a big, big difference for progression in here. Again, some of these stages, it's pretty easy to just copy a formation, auto battle it, let it run kind of RNG until you get through it. And as you can see, guys, Leonardo is in a lot of these formations, guys. That damage amplification he has from the 9 of 9 furniture is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Not only the crowd control, but that damage amplification factor in here. Look at that. Grez putting out 5.6 billion damage. Even Mishka, guys, 1.76 billion damage. Incredible to get through some of these boss stages. And again, Scarlet and Leonardo, it continues. It's kind of crazy. My push was ended at 42.7 because I can't start battling with 482. Yeah, Verge, there'll be a point where you'll hit a wall, and you're at that point. When you start getting into 41, when you start getting into 42, that is when you're pretty much hitting the wall if you don't have the levels. I know with some of the heroes you can push through. The only other thing, Verge, is if you're at that level, you're going to be putting in just an absolute incredible amount of time if you do want to get through any of those stages. I've seen players around that level even battling 300, 400, 500 times to get through a single stage, which for most people, guys, there's not a big push, or there's not a big reason to push really to that level, other than it's just going to take sheer time. Guys, the rewards are not there. That is the reason why I don't push really as hard as a lot of other players do. When it comes to the rewards, they are definitely not there. I try to get a player right around my level. That's why I look at Willow Lord quite a bit, guys. 576 right there. Even looking here, 600. Utilizing that formation. Making sure that we have most of these heroes. Even in this one, guys, following Mahira, make sure that's all set. Granite, again, we do not have Granite built out to that plus 30 signature item, but we'll see if we can make it work here. Thorin Cheese again. Pippa teleports Thorin to the back, as you've seen right there, guys. It's an interesting dynamic that was kind of created with Pippa. Everyone used to do the Thorin Cheese, but now with that teleportation, again, it's interesting to see. That's how it goes. What's a good comp to run with Frampton? So with Frampton, we usually run Lucretia in there, or a lot of people do run kind of the Invade comp. That's what I've seen most recently is kind of the Invade comp. So if you're running Frampton, you're running Screg in there. You're also running a combination of building out with Screg is running like Zafriel in there. So you have some crowd control. You have a little bit of boost in there. I've seen Entendre with some of them. Again, going back to the Invade team. I want to see what Joan of Arc is going to do. That's kind of been one of the interesting combinations, I guess, that I've seen in a couple different formations. Is with the Invade team, players are saying that Joan of Arc is going to be absolutely phenomenal because of the fact that she does have the stun effect. So when you get that 9 of 9 furniture, she actually has a stun effect with her standard being on the enemy side, which is going to be pretty interesting. I'm trying to progress in campaign so I can use tier 2 and tier 3 gear, but I'm struggling. My team currently is Oden, 1-star Damon, Ainz, Mythic back, and Ascended. Honestly, you have too much damage. So a majority of the team comps in here, Tiana, are run with one damage dealer. If you're going to run Ainz, if you're going to run Oden, Damon is good in a lot of different formations. He does carry a lot of damage, but you don't have to have that much damage. If you're running Ainz, you want to run Ainz with Albedo. Albedo is really the key to unlocking Ainz's superpower because of the attack rating and the defense boost that you pull out of there. It's a really, really strong combination to kind of run together. Do I like Awakened Brutus or Thane? William, so that is a discussion that we've had quite a bit over on Discord in a couple different places. So it seems overall, guys, that we're seeing more viability or more case ability studies out of Awakened Brutus. So as much as I do love the Awakened version of Thane, we built out Thane, players are finding a lot more viability and a lot more uses for the Awakened version of Brutus than they are seeing for Thane. Even in similar comps in a lot of different formations, It seems like out of the awakened heroes, and I know there is a lot of kind of personal preference, I guess, in this. But I would say Awakened Brutus would be the primary one to build right now, followed by Thane, followed by Kayleen. Then, of course, Aziz, you don't even have to build because there's not much of a need, considering, there we go, guys, Thorn Cheese got it done. But considering you only need that one single copy of him to really be successful and build him out. What should I use in the guild bosses? So Bond, guild bosses, guys, is Scarlet. Scarlet and Rosaline absolutely destroy guild bosses. She can put out damage incredibly fast, which is the reason why a lot of players do utilize her for the guild bosses. Twins, of course, within there. Saurus in there, again, boss killer, doing an incredible amount of damage. And then Rain in there for the damage boost is awesome for the guild bosses. I'm pushing right now with the guild bosses about 700 billion. I think we're about 700 billion for running in the guild bosses, which is, again, working incredibly well with that combination. How much does Thorn need to be built to be usable? I ignored him for ages. Signature item unlocked or signature item at a plus 30 are the only two requirements, guys. The retaliation ability of Thorin, he doesn't have to be built. He really doesn't need the furniture. Furniture does help, but overall, he doesn't need the furniture. He just needs to be have the signature item. Yeah, I was thinking about how Joan. Yeah, Stevo, same. How Joan would work. What's going on, Pluto? I think now I concentrate at current realm. Leveling is so slow. Yeah, leveling is slow, Verge. That's kind of the big thing. We spent a couple months power leveling this account, which meant that we bought 2 of the noble societies out of there to continue the power leveling aspect. Just takes time. Takes an incredible amount of time. What's going on, Derek? Success Chaser, is Ascended Brutus worth it? Yes. So far, guys, out of all of the heroes, it seems like Ascended Brutus is the one that really is shining above the rest right now. Again, we did a lot of pros and cons. It was really between Brutus and Thane. The big thing between those guys is it's really different with Brutus and Thane almost fill the same type of formation. So kind of the way you look at it, success, is Brutus and Thane, you have one Lightbearer, you have one Mauler. Thane does incredibly carry in the Lightbearer tower. Brutus does the same for the Mauler tower. We're seeing them in both of the Cursed Realm teams. We're seeing them, here and there within the Cursed Realm. We're also seeing both of them within PvP. There's, again, a lot of use cases for the heroes in there. They have their own niche that they're going to kind of fill. That does work incredibly well. Like I said, in their own right, they do carry a lot of skills and abilities between the two, which I do absolutely like. Will you buy the AFK art book and do an unboxing video? Nikos, I thought about that. I have to see where the art book is at. I know they did one before, I believe, that had, I think it was like a avatar frame, I think it was. But I'll buy the art book. I'll find out where it is, and I will pick it up. What's going on? Love you. Yeah, the art book looks awesome. I've seen a lot of pictures of it. My wife hates the nerd stuff that she calls it. I have a whole box of World of Warcraft nerd stuff, Magic the Gathering nerd stuff, all down in the basement. But yeah, I would definitely love to get it. I loved the statue they did of Shamira as well. But again, it would go back into the basement of my nerd stuff, which is pretty funny. Okay, last, do you think they will awaken a Wilder or Graveborn? I think it is going to be Wilder, and a lot of people are saying Almas. I like the possibility of it being Kaz, but a lot of players are saying the next will be the Awakened Wilder, and it will probably be Almas or Kaz. So a lot of people are saying Tassie as well. I'm hearing the same. Graveborn, we're hearing a lot about Shamira. That Shamira might be the Graveborn hero. Honestly, if you look through even history from where Shamira came from, the usability, I feel like Shamira would be absolutely phenomenal to build to that Awakened level, just because of how many players use Shamira and how many players did use Shamira and how big of a hero Chimera really was. What time zone am I in? I'm Eastern Standard Time. Most of you know I'm right outside of Detroit, Michigan, Eastern Standard Time where I'm at. So right now it is 9:41 p.m. I started streaming about 9:30. Again, definitely wanted to hop on, guys. A lot of times when I play, it's really easy to hop on here and stream. Because I'm playing AFK Arena anyways, I'm recording, things of that nature, and I love to be able to talk to you guys. I absolutely love being able to talk to other players of AFK Arena because, again, none of my friends play AFK Arena. So if I want to have conversations about the game, this is really it, guys. This is my avenue to have my nerd time, to talk about video games in AFK Arena. Which hero do I like better, Anasta or Kayleen? Both of them seem pretty well. I think, Darren, viability-wise, I like Kayleen a little bit better. Look at that, guys. Got that boss stage done. 11 billion damage right there. Look at that. 2.5, 2.5, almost 1.7, 1.6. Lucretia in here, guys. 10 billion damage, which is awesome. 9 billion there from Grez. Absolutely incredible. 10 billion from Raku. Insane the damage these guys are putting up, guys. 10 billion damage. Oh no, Thorn Cheese. Let's see if someone's down here. Lucretia, they're 5-9. That should work. I try to stay away from the Thorn Cheese if I can, but I don't have granite. This might be bad because I don't have granite. Not the nerd stuff. I know, right? I'm still trying to talk my wife into letting me build or actually construct an office that I don't have all of this background, because we actually share an office with my kids in here. So it's a couple of us. We have a couple desks. We have a lot of computers, a lot of monitors. I would love to build and kind of just have my own space, my own office. Who are going to engrave now? You should do Kren, Oden, and Antandra. Yes, absolutely. I want to finish out Oden. Oden is a hero, guys, that I use in a lot of different facets of AFK Arena, including battles like this, but also utilized within the Cursed Realm. There is a lot of use cases within the heroes in building out Oden. Oden is absolutely one. Joan of Arc, I'm building up a little bit just out of the sheer love for the hero, honestly. Looking at the lore, looking at Joan of Arc herself, I love the build. I love how she absolutely, how she looks. I just got my book in the mail a few days ago. How's it look, Pluto? Let me know. I've only seen pictures of it, guys. Now, a lot of pictures that I've heard said that the book was just absolutely crazy when it comes to the high quality that, that Lilith puts into it, that it was absolutely amazing. We'll sign a petition to give your wife. Very nice, Pluto. I think it would be Respin. He kind of showed up in the story earlier. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Respin a while ago. It seems a lot of people now, Hypnos have said that it's not going to be Respin, that he's too new of a hero, which again is going to be interesting to see. What's going on, Easy? My guests are Awaken, Respin for Wilders, and Baden for Graveborn. I thought Baden as well, Darren, just because it plays into the whole Thane story. But like I said, with the absolute mass appeal and love for Chimera, I would love to see the Graveborn Chimera, the Awakened version of Chimera, would be awesome. I really think it would be very, very cool. Would you be keen to making a 2022 tier list for characters for campaign progression? Also a PvP one. Yeah, definitely easy. Yeah, I can rank the new heroes. And one thing that's really interesting, Easy, when you say that, like the tier list for 2022, is if you look at a majority of the heroes that we have gotten lately, the viability of the new heroes has been kind of really high. So when you look at Fane, has niche cases. When you look at Tresnar, when you look at Mishka, when you look at Astar, when you look at Anasta, a lot of the heroes that AFK Arena has been building, that Lilith has been building, have a lot of viability. I've honestly seen a ton of use cases, a ton of viability with the heroes that we've been getting as of lately. There were a couple in there that kind of had a place for a minute, like Pippa. and then just kind of lost the viability or lost, you know, the feasibility to using them. But a lot of the more recent heroes within AFK Arena have been seeing an incredible amount of play and have also been just replacing all of the other heroes that we have built. I think a lot of that's probably by design, but I feel like they are just replacing a lot of the older built heroes we have with newer viable heroes to kind of fill in different slots. Same here. I wish I had friends that played AFK Arena. Yeah, exactly, Tiana. That's what I get when I talk about the game or when people have questions. I have a lot of friends that watch my videos, even though they don't play AFK Arena. So if any of them are watching, they might be watching the live stream as well. It's pretty funny that they watch the videos, but they don't play AFK Arena, because then they come with a lot of questions, but they're not gamers and they're not going to play anyways. So it's pretty funny. Where would I rank the newer heroes? Like I was saying, easy. A lot of them seem to have some places. And even when you look at the newer heroes like Audrey, again, when you look at Kayleen, most of them went straight to the Cursed Realm. So again, it's just with the power creep, with the newer heroes, with the build, we've seen almost every hero that has been new, including Anasta and the Awakened version of Brutus, that has went straight into the Cursed Realm. They've literally went straight into the Cursed Realm. Who do you think is a better Celestial carry, Audrey or Moriel? Honestly, between those two, I like them both. I like Moriel for the simple fact that Moriel is actually used within the Twisted Realm, not some formations in the Cursed Realm, but Audrey is too. So it's kind of a use case. Honestly, between those two, I built out Audrey. I already had Moriel done. Both of them are going to be viable for the tower. And the problem with the tower, guys, is having enough damage to make progression. That is where most players do struggle. And this is why I don't like the Thorn Cheese. Most of the players do struggle with doing enough damage in there if they don't have the Awakened version of Kayleen built. It is a hard carry in there for the damage. Moriel does consistent damage, but Audrey does a lot of burst damage you can target. For the tower itself, I would say Audrey, but I look at the hero and the viability kind of overall. So who are you going to get more use out of, Moriel or Audrey? Within there, Darren, I would probably say Moriel. And look at that, guys. Thorn Cheese finally worked on that one. I would say for the tower, your question specifically, I would go with Audrey. Looking, again, viability-wise, usability-wise, I would probably go with Moriel because that'll maximize what you can do within the Twisted Realm, which, of course, is going to make a really, really big difference when it comes to the essence that you're pulling out of there. Been saving since 2021, April 14th, and my birthday. I have 600k diamonds and also need to max out. Yeah, that's incredible easy. That's a ton, an absolute ton to have on there. So knowing about the new heroes will help me build. Yeah, and with that many, guys, if you're sitting on 500,000 diamonds easy, you'll be able to build out all the new heroes. We've done it a couple times before with the heroes, even putting them on the wish list. You can almost guarantee that you're going to be able to build out everyone that is new, which the big thing with the all out is going to be if you're looking at the viability of the engraving piece. Signature items, relatively easy to get. Furniture, of course, comes with time. But when it comes down to the engraving is the super difficult part. It's the part that is really the ultimate expense within AFK Arena, which is just the sheer cost, guys, the absolute sheer cost of the engraving. I find that a great deal of respect for you since they don't play. Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny, Pluto. Like, my neighbor was asking me about the video. He goes, I was watching the video and I don't understand what you're explaining, but it was pretty funny watching the video. I'm free to play. Oh, free to play too. Never more than $10. I do the $3 monthly thing. Other than that, I haven't spent money since early 2021. Yeah, guys, I limit this. Most of you know I have a channel out there that I budget, that I do a lot of financial counseling. I budget this at $100 a month. That's what I'm putting in here. Probably a little bit less because I do both the Noble Societies. I do two of the Noble Societies. I do the two monthly cards, and that's usually it. That is really all that we do in here. Is those couple purchases, which I believe they're 25 each, so that's 50 plus the cards is another 20. So that's what, 50, 60, about $70, I would say roughly. And look at that, Thor Cheese, guys, with Kelthar gets it done. That's about what I spend in here. I'd spent a little bit more this month because we got the copy of Joan of Arc, but again, we kind of budget for it. If I'm spending roughly $70 a week, for me, entertainment wise, it's absolutely worth it. What is my favorite comp? The Invade the Cheese. I like the Charizard. I think the Charizard is a pretty cool team comp they have in here. Some of the dynamics of kind of how it works. Lucretia, of course, is just an absolute monster. I love how Lucretia can just dominate everything herself. It's kind of a crazy built in there. To really see again the viability of them. The Invade comp I liked. The Invade comp unfortunately is pretty dead, Derek. I know Brutus is kind of the only thing reviving that comp right now that we've seen, and it's working well. The Invade comp is absolutely coming back with the viability of Awakened Brutus, which is cool. It's very cool to see, again, the viability of these heroes within AFK Arena. The 5 pull is good too. The Ainz comp, I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm gonna have to think about that, Derek. I'll have to I'll have to think about that, Derek, on exactly what we got. I've seen Vulcan's get. Oh yeah, I've done 2 so far, easy. I've done 2 summons that were 1,000,000 diamonds each. We did Javid's 100% free to play account. We did 1,000,000 diamond summoned on there. And I did one more. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but we've done 2 viewer videos that were a million diamonds. They were sitting on, I believe Javid was around 1.2. If I remember correctly, Javid had about 1.2 million diamonds on the account when we got the time to actually summon it. He was doing absolutely crazy. Let me see, Xena. I'm level 380, chapter 38. I'm 570 in the tower. My best team doesn't work. I have to use Lucretia and Ainz in the same team to be able to play the tower. You need more levels. Honestly, if you're 570 in the tower, if you're level capping the tower, Xena, you have to have stronger heroes. That might mean engraving out a lot of different heroes. Adding some more engraving in there, of course, is going to add power. And then as you are gaining levels, you're going to be gaining power as well. So you're kind of going, you're kind of power capped, and an absolute ton of people get power capped. They get power capped when you go into the towers due to that reason. You might have Lucretia built out, engraved, furniture, everything built, same with Ainz. That's passing enough power to allow you to fight the teams, but you won't be able to defeat the teams. You're going to struggle a lot getting there. It's going to be a lot of levels. And even honestly, with the tower, take a week or 2 off, gain some levels in there, and then you'll come back. You'll be able to push through there like you can before. Can you talk about a lot of new heroes also get 0 play in any groups? Yeah, the Hive Tyrant, the metas haven't changed. So even looking here, short of what I'd probably say Mishka. I think Mishka was really the last big one that came in here. That got play, that actually sees the campaign. I don't know any others that really see a very solid viability within here, short of Mishka. Mishka seems to be the big one that we've seen. Mythic Khazard or Mythic Mortis first. Yeah, Rising, I would do Khazard. The thing is, Khazard does not work if you do not have a Mythic. Mortis will work even just having him unlocked. You don't need the signature item. You don't need furniture on him. He will work incredibly well without him being built. Khazard is garbage if you don't have the signature item. If you do not have the signature item in there, guys, Khazard will 100% be completely garbage. There's no reason to use him. It stinks, but it's very true. Here we go, guys. 42-40 is done. Wanted to see the Heroes of Espria teams. I'll show you my teams real quick. I know the viability in here. A lot of players don't have the teams or the heroes that I do. So running Awakened version of Thane right here, with, of course, Sonya. A lot of players have been asking when or how they should use Sonya. This team, PvP-wise, is kind of broken. A lot of players do run Hendrik in the front because he does give a defensive boost, but this team works incredibly well. Then, of course, Alnigrez with the variation of either running Lucretia in here or running Athalia in here. This one, I put Joan in here. Viability, she's been working pretty well. We have a lot of mitigation. We have some crowd control to get Ainz to ult. This team, of course, Mishka Zorath. This is almost a similar kind of an invade team. Zap will go on the enemy side. Mishka will go on the enemy side. Leica burns through targets. Zorath does a ton of damage. A Star does an incredible amount of damage. And then this is just my cheese team because I have them all built. Really, if Kayleen goes down, she can come back up. Thorn, of course, you have to kill twice, which allows my maxed out Flora to do a lot of damage. We have crowd control, and then, of course, the insta-kill. PvP specs are a little bit different than what you see in normal campaign formations, just because of the levels that players have. So when you're looking at very similar levels, it does work incredibly well within those PvP formations. I just got Thorn to Ascendant, and I have a second SI unlocked. Would I be able to do the cheese? Yes. Not even being J-Sky, not even being ascended, the cheese will work. The cheese works incredibly well. Thorn doesn't have to be built out a ton. It will still work incredibly well. Who is the best tank that also does good damage? Honestly, the best tank, if you're talking damage, is Damon. Damon in the Graveborn is the best tank. He does incredible amount of damage. For being a tank, it's very, very cool to see. Yeah, exactly, Xena. You're pushing too hard. If you're leveled capped within there, yes, absolutely, you are pushing it too hard. Core of Charm is Rowan, Rusline, Mahira, and Khazard. What are your choices for the flex spot? A lot of people in the flex spot, Ryan, use Zorath. Zorath works very well in there because it delays, allowing Mahira and Rosaline to get more energy. Some people use Brutus in there just as a meat shield in there. A lot of it is kind of dependent on the team you're fighting. That's what we see most of the time. It is the team you're fighting in there that really determines who you're putting in that flex spot. If it's a big burst team, absolutely Brutus, guys. Brutus can take a ton of damage, which works incredibly well. So remember, guys, don't be afraid to engrave. You can reset engraving if I'm not mistaken. You cannot reset the engraving until there's a special engraving reset event, which doesn't come around too often. Be prepared to do a third soon. I have almost 1 million diamonds. Oh, very nice, Pluto. Could you make a Temple Rift guide with 4 and 5 teams? Yes, I just put my 4th team into the Temple Rift. And one thing that I noticed, guys, look at that. Thorn got it done. So I hit level 300 in the Temple Rift. I got stuck where I was in the Temple Rift for a considerable amount of time. I actually swapped. I dropped my mage tree. I went into the ranger tree. Incredible. It's worked absolutely incredible since I went into that ranger tree. So again, I dropped out the mage tree. I picked up the ranger tree. It's worked really, really well with the ranger tree. I was able to push like 15 more floors because I went to the ranger tree and dropped the other one. What's going on, Silent Killer? Yeah, Temple Rift guide. I'll do one for 4 or 5 teams. I just got into that 4th team. Definitely can put something out there. I have the Lucretia team, Alnigrez, and Ainz. Yeah, 3 very strong teams. I got super lazy, didn't touch the game for a few months. Yeah, you missed out on an incredible amount of stuff. And guys, AFK Arena is just the collective effort of time. Time or money, those are the two kind of different ones. On Power Captain Tower as well. Yeah, that's what happens, Bond, to a lot of players is the tower cap. Thorin or Grez, depending where you are, Link, I would always go with Grez. The thing is, Thorin will work without being built. And oh, thank you for the sub, Link. I just noticed it in there. We got a brand new subscriber, guys. Link sub to the channel. Thank you for the sub. Thorin will work without being built. Grez does not work if he's not built. So Grez is used within a lot of the Twisted Realm, the Cursed Realm, meta comps, even a lot of bosses, a lot of Grez is used is in an incredible amount of places, guys, which is the reason I would build Grez first. Again, Thorin doesn't need to be built up a ton, and he will still work well. Thorin will still work incredibly well without being built and maxed out. Is there a way to have my gear set up to include artifacts? No, to have the gear set up to include artifacts, no. It's something they need. J Sky, the quality of life improvements. I think they need. Quite a few changes. They need to make some things easier with the quality of life stuff. Do you think the game's still like the past? If no, what's the difference? Honestly, what's the difference? So if you started AFK Arena even 2 years ago, guys, this game itself has probably, I would probably say, tripled in size, if not more, with everything they've added from the Temporal Rift to the Misty Valley to the Bountiful Trials. Even when I started this game, we had no signature items. The signature item slot said, hey, signature items coming soon. We had no engraving. We had no furniture. I came in about when, I believe when Lucius was, just before Lucius came out, which on the FHG account is well over 3 years ago, when Lucius came out, but that's when I joined AFK Arena. There was no Abyssal Expedition. That was literally just a blank empty spot. We had no Peaks of Time. The Peaks of Time wasn't there. Again, there was an absolute incredible amount of stuff. Again, that was never there. That was never there before. Let me look at some of these because they have some pretty built out heroes within your guys. Look at the engraving. I mean, plus 60 engraving on almost everybody. And I feel like having Oden not as strong as he needs to be. There's 596, so we're about to that level. What's going on, Crave? Thanks for joining us. Don't use it. Hastily make sure. Yeah, I still got my swap scroll. What's going on, Victor? Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I just started playing again. Can you update the Eins team and the 5 poll? Did we win that one? Oh. The Eins team is Eins and Albedo. Right now, it is comprised of Arthur and Merlin for most players. But a lot of people are saying that Joan of Arc is going to replace King Arthur. So that, I think we still have to see exactly what comes of that. If it is going to be a replacement for King Arthur, we're going to have to see. 5 pull is comprised, I think that was the other one. The 5 pull is Iran combined with Skarath. They will actually pull the entire team. The entire enemy team will be pulled into them, allowing them to just decimate damage with the crowd control factors that they have. We have Lucretia, we have Thorin Cheese, we have Raku, we have Mahira. All right, guys. 42-44, making a lot of, yeah, easy. That's my thought as well. There's just an absolute incredible amount of content right now. And that's where, like I said, the game has literally tripled, if not more, for the more than tripled since we've started playing this game. It's absolutely incredible how much is in here. Arthur only in PvE. At PvP, swapping with Treznar. Treznar is a good replacement for Arthur. But like I was saying, a lot of people are saying that Joan of Arc is going to come in, that Arthur is going to be out even in the PvE aspect because of the buffs that she provides on top of everything else for Ainz and Albedo. We're going to have to see. Arthur might be out. They might have finally phased him out. And he was the first dimensional, or no, he was what? He wasn't the first dimensional. I think Yukio was the first one. I'm trying to think when the dimensionals came out. I would have to look. Yeah, thanks for the celerity tree suggestion in the Temple Rift. Yes, like I said, I tried celerity. I know I do have the awakened version of Thane, which helped a lot, but going through there, because if you got celerity, the tanks, and the support, it seems to work similar to what we see in the Abyssal Expedition with the dodge and things of that. It seems to work pretty well. I was pretty impressed with the celerity. Really wish you didn't have to hold your mats for 50 days in the Dimensional Exchange. Yes, so Stevo, we've talked about that since Dimensional Heroes have been exchanged in this method. They need to just allow us to buy the tokens. So actually do the exchange for the tokens, put the cooldown, put the 52 or 54 timer cooldown on the tokens themselves versus making us try to manage the mats within our bags, which it's gotten a lot easier. They've raised the cap a little bit, but they should just let us, similar to the normal Dimensional Heroes that you buy out of like the Challenger store, you should be able to just buy the pieces of them and then hold them in your bag. So once you got 60 pieces, still the cooldown timer is on there until you can use them. It's honestly what I think that they should really need to do. What new feature do you think they'll add for patch 2.0? I'm hoping they focus on some quality of life. Xena, now some of the things that I want to see is one, I think they need to do a lot more with guilds. I think in AFK Arena and Lilith has a really, really big miss when it comes to guilds, when it comes to guild bosses, when it comes to even kind of incentivizing larger guilds or incentivizing people to be in larger guilds, to work together towards a common goal. They really don't have that. In some other games like Idle Heroes, it is cumulative guild damage on bosses for rewards. So it really incentivizes people to work together to take out bosses, to work together. Where here we have the Cursed Realm, we have the Twisted Realm. 70 players in the same guild are against each other. So I really hate that it's built that way, that literally you can have the top 10 guildies can be the top 10 people in there all going against rewards versus each other, which is kind of the opposite of what I think they should really focus on. Let's see if we can pick up a different formation in here. I know the one we picked up again was pretty close. There's level 601. See, we're right on par with this. And that moves Thorin to a different one. I'm going to go ahead and run it. I'm going to let it run. The most useless heroes per faction. That's pretty funny, Link. Does Mishka and Grez go well together? They're both the tank factor. Mishka will buy Grez a little bit of time to scale. So it is a little bit viable there. But Mishka works in a lot of other formations incredibly well. It looks like they moved the second one to the Thorin Cheese. So we'll see how that one works. Most useless, Lightbearer would be absolutely Walker. Mauler would be K-Sauce. Wilder would be Almas. Graveborn would be... I don't know. Graveborn is a tough choice because I know we have Baden in there, which is used a little bit. We have Theowin in there. Isabella actually made an appearance. Shamira, not really used anymore. Who else is in there? Who else is there for the Graveborn? That's a good question. On most of the Graveborns have viability or at least niche properties that make them pretty good. I mean, Kelthar's used, Theowin's used. There's a lot of heroes that are kind of used. Congrats on 600. Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys. Finally hit that 600. That's what we were focusing on. What's your opinion about the Cursed Realm fiasco going on Reddit? No, my rank wasn't really affected. I thought it would be, Lance. I thought with the furniture and things of that nature that it would affect me quite a bit, and it really didn't. I usually land about the 10 to 25%, which is where I'm at now. So I don't think it really affected me enough for them. I don't know if they're planning on making any more adjustments to the Cursed Realm, but it'll be only a matter of time. When does Treznar become viable? Treznar is really strong with the engraving. So I know Bond, that's really expensive. Yes, Treznar has the negating factor for the healing, which again is super, super strong when it comes to some of the heroes. It works incredibly well, but Treznar does have to be built quite a bit. Hey, FHG, who should I get to Mythic first? Oden, Nara, Silas, Thorin, or Baden? I need 2 more to get Oden. Honestly, Oden, Nara, Silas, Thorin, and Baden. Oden. The big thing, Roxanne, is the damage dealers within AFK Arena, like Oden, have to have the stats behind them to support the damage. If not, they won't do the damage. Silas will work without being built out entirely, even though he does help a ton. Silas is not going to be enough to carry if Oden is not doing damage. That's kind of the big thing between those two. If you're looking for Graveborn, you got to build out Oden. Oden's damage, guys, since they reworked him, is just amplified the stronger you build him. The higher you build him, the more you build him, the stronger he will be. What dimensional hero to get first? Yes, Ainz. Ainz is so broken, guys, that you can take Ainz through like your Peaks of Time. You can take Ainz through a lot of the regular stuff like Voyages of Wonders, even some of the historic adventures. Ainz will run them all. Ainz will absolutely destroy everything within so many adventures. It is kind of crazy how strong Ainz is with that factor, but he works incredibly well. Isabella does pretty well. Isabella's another hero they reworked a while ago, Link. Isabella does well within some formations, and Isabella does well, same with Nara, within the Greyborn Tower. She puts out a lot of damage. She has crowd control. She works well. Again, kind of a lot of the niche formations, but she does work well. Yeah, Nara in the Thorin comp to grab somebody. Isabella's in the Cursed Realm. Again, that's where I think like a lot of the Greyborn heroes kind of have some viability past just the faction towers. Because of the Cursed Realm, because of the Twisted Realm, things like that. They have a lot of viability within the faction, which of course a lot of people love. How far should you build Anasta? 309 definitely. I wouldn't focus too much on her graving right off the bat, but that 3 of 9 and 9 of 9 furniture for her does give, I believe it is the damage reduction when she does with the furniture. I think it is a damage reduction. She ends the warriors or something of that nature. It's a damage reduction factor that she can give to the team, which of course is going to help the survivability for the team. Is normal Kayleen OP like the past? She still works well. Normal Kayleen, guys, is still in a lot of formations, is still in a lot of healing formations, which I like. She's still used in the Cursed Realm. A lot of the heroes, guys, when you're running 6 full teams, there's a ton of heroes that have viability in a bunch of different places. I had her at E60, but did the reset from last. Yeah, Mishka's a priority, guys. Mishka to the plus 60 is an absolute priority. She is definitely one of the ones you want to build out pretty quick. Probably wasted my 2 elite copies and used her. Again, if you're early, Link, it's not going to be anything detrimental. If you use some copies of Isabella, Isabella is not the top priority in tier lists. If you used her as fodder, it is what it is. You'll build her up later. You'll get her later. Can you just name the top 5 meta PvE teams? So I'll write them down and look them up. I'm in 38. Top 5 PvE teams. Trying to get the knowledge back. So top 5 PvE teams. All Negrez So that's one of the biggest teams, which has, of course, a few variations in there. But Ulna provides the immunity for Grez within that team, which is one. The Ainz team comp. Ainz, of course, just doing an absolute massive amount of damage. We have the 5-pole, which is, of course, Iran with Skarath. Skarath has to have the 3 of 9 furniture in there to get the 5-pole to work. Iran pulls everyone in. Some players do couple that with Lucretia, or they build out Lucretia separately in different teams. We have the Charizard team, which, of course, Mahira and Khazard with Rosaline and Rowan. Works incredibly well. I think even most of them are here that I use. There's a couple variation formations, like with Kren in the Invade team. There's Raku, which is kind of like a crowd control team. Let me see. So this is kind of the Charizard. It doesn't have Khazard in here, but you have Mahira and you do have Rosaline together. This one is crowd control, so that's why Khazard is here. This is a heavy crowd control team within here. This one is kind of the Lucretia. Of course, we need the plus 30 on Granite, which I do not have, but that will automatically give crowd control to everyone. Then we have the Thorn Cheese. And then this one is the Ulna Grez with the variation of Scarlet, because, of course, Scarlet does just an absolute insane amount of damage in there. Yeah, there's probably about seven teams in there that you can use that are kind of viable. Again, I feel like Granite we need within this formation, because if Granite dies, it would essentially stun everyone. So without having Granite in this team, guys, I feel like this formation is not going to work as well as we need it to. So see, they use Lucretia there. Thorn went on the 3rd team. Raku, and look at that, guys, even a lower level of Kayleen. You know what? I'm going to use it. I know it's going to reset that first team, but I want to see. So Thorn Cheese, are they just using level 1? That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure that it was a level 1 in there. And then, of course, Kayleen, guys. I've even used this version of Kayleen. Even having her at this level has worked incredibly well. I've used her, and I've also used Brutus. Both of them. Who is the best support? I still love Rowan. Harley. Rowan works incredibly well for the support role. You also do have Merlin. Merlin works really well in the support role. A Star works well in the support role. There's a couple that do work well in that support role. It does take them being a little bit built. So when you do build them up a little bit, again, the whole who's the best. Silas works well. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of viability with a lot of the support heroes. So who is the best? Best, easiest, I would say most compact would be Rowan. Rowan is a very easy support hero. The viability with Rowan is really high. He has the energy potions in there, which again work incredibly well. He's a good support hero. He is a really, really strong support hero. And he doesn't require anything but a signature item to be good. Is Hendrik good? Yes, Hendrik does work well. If you build him out, I've used him for actually a lot of different formations. He does work well with the immunity effect. So when he actually does the shielding effect on a target that takes fatal damage, he works well. Again, he has a lot of viability, and he's viable in quite a few spots, which is the reason why a lot of people do use him. Do I think the 309 for Joan of Arc will be good? Yes. I think it will be, Crave, because of that damage mitigation factor she's bringing. She also has a stun ability, which I like. Also, it doesn't seem like she's dying super fast. That is the reason, guys. With a lot of support heroes, with a lot of tanks, they don't have the viability because they will not live. So they'll actually come into formations. They'll die out super quick, which makes viability go to 0. Testing her even at higher levels. Joan of Arc didn't seem to die very fast, didn't seem to die very easy, which I love. I love that in a hero. They have to have some viability, survivability to really to really make a difference. What level is my VIP? 15. We're at VIP 15 right now, which is spending less than $100 a month. Is probably going to take me like a decade to get to VIP 16, but I don't think I'm ever going to make it there. What's going on, Tim? Thanks for joining us for the live stream. Plus 30 isn't that big for her. Plus 20 is enough, but 3 of 9 and E30. Yes, absolutely. Hypnos for building out Joan. It seems like the furniture on her is going to be pretty big. The engraving is good. E30 will work. E60 is exceptional because of that stun factor, but I think that stun factor is more of a PvP thing. I think, honestly, the E60 in there, in my opinion, is going to be a lot more of the PvP aspect with her stunning. So when she hits the target twice, they actually get stunned, which, again, does work incredibly well. Thorn Cheese here, guys. Trying to get this one done. Who is the best healer so far? Honestly, best healer, straight up healer, I would probably say Silas. Silas does incredible when it comes to the healing. I like Rowan because he uses the potions when needed. So you do have a little bit more of a flexibility in there. But straight up healing, Silas does a lot. The old version of Kayleen heals a ton. So even when you look at actually healing, but then when you look at a lot of other support heroes, like Halos does a considerable amount of healing, but also does an incredible amount of shielding. And that is where his viability kind of comes in, is more of the shielding aspect than the healing aspect. Same with Mishka. Mishka does a lot of the shielding aspect versus the healing aspect. So it's kind of hard to say who's the best healer, who has the most survivable healing. There you go. Desira does well. And Desira also has built-in damage mitigation. So again, when you look at some heroes and what they bring, so Desira does a lot of healing with the Oceanic Mist, but she also does that damage reduction, which is really big. So it's kind of, it's very dependent on who you're fighting. And a lot of players don't realize that, is a lot of the formations, it's not you trying to fit a team into the formation. It's more, what is the formation going to take to win? That's kind of how AFK Arena is set up. You can use Thorn Cheese in a couple different formations, a couple different variations. It's a lot of it is very dependent on the teams you're fighting. That's really the big one. Verk and Kren got to be the stressful enemies. Yeah, Verk has the traps, Kren has the bombs. A lot of crowd control in here. But again, guys, for the Thorn Cheese especially, it is just the RNG. This is literally probably the biggest RNG AFK aspect in AFK Arena is the Thorn Cheese. Do you only remove heroes on your wish list when you get them to 5 stars? Earlier, Link, I would not. I would take heroes to Ascended. So the way that it's built, especially because you have the Field of Stars, getting more heroes to Ascended adds an entirely different level of viability than adding stars on there. Adding stars only adds roughly 2.5% to their stats, where getting them from Mythic Plus to Ascended adds about a 20% bonus. So it's really, really important to get more Ascended heroes than getting those Ascended heroes to 5 stars. That's just my general rule. Also, you would get a lot more Ascended heroes will unlock more fields within the Field of Stars, allowing you to do more desired heroes, allowing you to pick and choose kind of the heroes that you're building in there. Yeah, there's a couple that definitely want some stars, but just like I've done here, guys, with how incredibly built this account is, there's also a couple where I did not add stars on them because I knew I didn't have the engraving mats to add stars. Like when we added stars to Morio, when we added stars to Audrey, I knew I didn't have the engraving mats to actually build them up. So again, it depends on kind of where your heroes are at, because there's no reason to spend a ton of resources to add a star on them when you're not going to engrave them at that point. Leonardo and Ezio getting that one done, guys. Should I say for Joan or try to get Arthur? Yeah, I would definitely get Joan of Arc. The big thing, guys, with the viability right now is when you're getting the dimensional heroes, you're getting them permanently. Save your resources, buy Joan of Arc. Arthur you can get over time. We don't know if Joan is going to go into the shop. We don't even know kind of the factor of when she would go into the shop. But right now, guys, pick up Joan. Anytime that you have an opportunity to get some of those dimensional heroes that are just through the exchanges that you're getting for free, absolutely get them for free, guys. It is, again, a super big priority to get them built, and to get them built sooner than later, honestly. Let me see. I want to see if there's formations around. Again, around our level or around my level is kind of what I look at. And then they're kind of way over. But even the over level still using the thorn cheese, which I love. So our stream doing the same thing as you. Oh, what's going on, Lazarus? Lazarus doing some pushing in here. Yeah, Leonardo is super OP, guys. That is why so many players build Leonardo da Vinci. With his crowd control, with his damage amplification, it's huge. It is absolutely huge. How to get other dimensional heroes. Tim, you can get other dimensional heroes through the garrison. So if you go to your friends tab, there's a tab in there to garrison. You do have to buy dimensional stones. And then after you borrow the hero 6 times, you actually get to get them for free. So after the 6th time that you do buy those stones to get the hero, you get them for free. Is the 9 of 9 furniture needed for Awakened Disease? No, Luke, it's not. I built Awakened Disease. We have the plus 60 engraving on him. I don't really use him for anything. Even a lot of the viable formations, even using him within some places like the Cursed Realm, there's no need to build him out. The 9 of 9 furniture isn't really needed in there, Luke, and I don't really use him for much at all. Is Belinda and Chicken a good comp? I probably wouldn't put Belinda and Chicken together. You have kind of 2 damage dealers there. I would do more of a tank or a support in there. Belinda does really well if you have her built. She does a lot of burst damage, but you have to have support. You have to keep her alive. If not, it's not viable at all. If you don't have the ability to go ahead and kind of have 1 damage dealer in there, but building her up. Belinda's, don't overinvest in Belinda. In the Skarath, you only need the 3 of 9 furniture. Skarath, even if he doesn't have a signature item, the 3 of 9 furniture will still work for the 5 pull. I'm around level 110. I have 5 Ascended Heroes. Damon, Oden, Pharrell, Thorin, Morrow, which is linked to Ein. So at this point of the game, I should remove this hero from the wish list. Out of those, yeah, Pharrell I would take out. Thorin I would take out. Morrow I would take out. Damon you can keep in. Damon's a hero, guys, that can carry for a majority of AFK Arena. You can honestly carry Damon. I think I went through, 30 chapters of carrying Damon. You can absolutely carry with Damon. Oden's another one you'll build out. Pharrell and Thorin, I would definitely drop out of that wish list link because they're not too viable. They're heroes you're going to use, but there's no reason to add stars on them, especially with as early as you are in the game. There's no reason to continue adding. You need a lot more support. If those are your only Ascended heroes, you have decent damage. You just need to get a lot more support out of there. Should I prioritize Zolrath or Leonardo? Honestly, I would probably go Leonardo. As much as I love Zolrath, like we've seen within the formations here, guys, Leonardo works incredibly well. Leonardo is absolutely super viable within formations. Leonardo works in a lot of different places, including, you know, the Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm, or the Twist, or the Cursed Realm. Zolrath has some viability too, but I would get the Dimensional Hero because Zolrath you're going to have a ton of copies of. That's the other thing, Slow Chunk, is if you're building Zolrath, you're going to have a crazy amount of copies. Leonardo is, once you get those 60 shards, you're done. I would go with Leonardo first. Yeah, exactly, Bond. I would keep Oden and Damon would probably be the two to keep in there. Pharrell, Thorin, Morrow, absolutely, I would drop those guys out. If you're keeping Damon and Oden, I would put Silas in that formation. Silas, I would put Desira in that formation. She will work well. Pharrell, you already have done. You need Grez. I would absolutely throw Grez in that wish list link. Grez is a huge priority in there. I love Flora. You don't have to agree with me, but I know. Flora, my thoughts, Justin. Flora does incredibly well within certain comps. She's used with quite a bit of PvP. Flora absolutely has her place. A lot of players do also use Flora when it comes to building out or utilizing Ainz. So that's another place. A lot of people do add Ainz in there within that combination, which again does work incredibly well with the or excuse me, not with the Ainz comp, with the Thorin comp. But if you have her built, she doesn't work there. So it is kind of broken if you don't have her built there. Or if you have her built, she doesn't work because of the haste reduction. What's going on, Eric? Thanks for joining us. First live stream. Got a first timer here, guys. Yeah, I wish Flora had a lot more viability. Absolutely. I do wish Flora I have built out. I have Flora completely built out. The viability with her isn't there. As much as it's hard to say. I love Flora, but the viability isn't there. Who would I prioritize, Joan or Baba Yaga? I would do Joan, especially Woolen, because you can go ahead and you can get her right now through the exchange. Absolutely, guys, get the exchange first. If you can exchange for a dimensional hero, guys, again, get the exchange first. Get that exchange done, guys. It is super important to have that done. Longtime fan, keep up the absolute great work. Thank you, Justin. I love being able to talk to you guys. It's one of the things that I absolutely love doing, guys. I've played video games my whole entire life, but being able to talk to a mass amount of people about the video games that I love to play, it's a dream for me. YouTube, honestly, I wish I would have done this years ago and streamed all of my World of Warcraft days, all of my, Dark Age of Camelot days. It's so cool to be able to sit and talk to people about the games that we love to play. One copy away from getting my Awakened Kayleen to Ascended. Oh, very nice, Bond. Is Ainz the best character, the best dimensional? Ainz is probably one of the very top tier heroes within AFK Arena. Ainz, again, can carry through an incredible amount of content, Tim. The Peaks of Time, Ainz can do it himself. A lot of the voyages, Ainz can pretty much do it himself. It's kind of crazy how strong Ainz is in a lot of different formations. It's crazy. Again, it's crazy how strong Ainz can be within a lot of the formations. It is. Finally, I've been following you for 2 years. First time joining live. Well, welcome to the live stream. Is Zeepil? We'll go with Zeepil. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. I can almost build Grez since I have the copies. Just need some more fodder. Who do I replace Morrow with on the wish list? With the light bearers, Scarlet. Link, if you do not have Scarlet, guys, Scarlet is a absolute huge priority within AFK Arena, guys. Within so many aspects, it is an absolute necessity to have Scarlet built, guys. You can even see right there, she is my strongest hero. I even took the engraving plus higher than 60. I think she's at a plus 66 right now. She does incredible, guys. You have to build Scarlet. And what is going on, guys? Absolutely wow. We have a super chat here, or I believe that's a super sticker. Very, very cool. Thank you for the chat. Absolutely love seeing those guys. Why didn't you stream on Twitch? So when I started streaming, Tim, I streamed on Twitch. Twitch is incredibly difficult if you are not kind of a full-time streamer. So what you'll realize on Twitch is Twitch wants streaming about 2 or 3 hours a day, which is just absolute insanity. For my schedule, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, Twitch wanted, even to be part of their affiliate program, which I was, Twitch wanted, probably around 20 hours a week, I think would be kind of the viable part for Twitch. So 20 hours a week, I don't have 20 hours a week to dedicate to Twitch. YouTube, I can do the videos. The videos upload as soon as I'm done with it, and I'm done with that. There we go, guys. Thorin got it done. That's the reason. We used to stream on Twitch, and we streamed on YouTube. Got incredibly hard to do both of them. And again, Twitch, I don't stream enough for Twitch. Twitch doesn't like me. That's the way that I kind of put it, Tim. Twitch didn't like me because I don't stream enough. It doesn't work if you're not streaming pretty much every single day. Oh, I bought Joan of Arc already. I have Baba Yaga. I meant, which should you prioritize building first? I like Joan. Joan of Arc is the priority that I'm building right now. Baba Yaga, I've seen her maybe in like 1 or 2 formations. It's so rare to see her in formations. Joan of Arc, I think, is going to have a much higher viability than what we see with Baba Yaga. Yep, and that's it. Just like what Obsidian Cutie, I haven't seen that name in quite a while. What's going on, Obsidian? Yeah, that's my thought. It seems like Joan of Arc being a support hero is going to have a lot more viability, which I love. I initially played this game because it reminded me of an old PC game, Might and Magic. Oh, Heroes of Might and Magic. I have Heroes of Might and Magic, Justin. That's a game, actually, my wife and I play Heroes of Might and Magic. Not in a long time, but we have played Heroes of Might and Magic. I do have it for the PC. I love Might and Magic. Again, you guys know, looking at my game lineup, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, World of Warcraft, AFK Arena. We played this light for a little bit. Never really caught on. It faded out pretty quick. I like the build of the game, the graphics, the viability of it long term was really not there. That's the reason why I haven't played this like in a while. The long term viability of the game, I don't feel is there yet. Yeah, Scarlet is an absolute monster. Yeah, and that's it. Obsidian Cutie, Baba Yaga, I don't see being used anywhere. Can a Lucretia 5 team beat Ainz? What will beat the PvP Ainz comp? So there's 2 things, Mac, that will beat the Ainz team. One is having Treznar built. Treznar will kill out Ainz much, much faster than Ainz can do anything. The second one that is killing out the team is Ulna Grez with Athalia. So Athalia will do the same. Athalia will kill Ainz out before the ultimate ability. She has more than enough damage to kill Ainz out super quick. Same with Treznar. Treznar does that healing reduction. I don't like this Thorn Cheese Cap. Treznar will do the healing reduction, and Treznar will beat the Ainz comp almost every single time within the PvP aspect. So there's really 2. I'm building Grez right now. Is it worth engraving him? It is. It is worth engraving Grez because of his viability within the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm. You have to add the stats on there. He'll get haste in there. He'll get more attack in there. Yes, he is one of the heroes. Scarlet and Grez are 2 heroes, yes, absolutely, that have to be engraved. They need the engraving. Even looking here, guys, Scarlet, again, I have completely, she is my strongest hero, followed closely by Grez. The more that you build out a hero like Grez, the better he is going to do, and he is in an incredible amount of formations, which is the reason why so many players build him out. He's in a ton of formation. Guys, and look at this. We're starting to run out of people to use. We're getting to the viability where we're running out of teams, or we're running out of players that are at this level. So look at this little tiny kind of group here. We're going to see. Yeah, he is a must for the engraving. Alna Graz, like we were saying with PvP. Treznar is the key, guys. Treznar will do incredible in that formation. Here we go, guys. Can we do it? Oh, we almost got him down in that one. Quite busy with my studies. Haven't dropped the game, but just doing a regular push just as you do. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is a game, guys. And some of you know, with everything going on in busyness in summer and everything, I put the faction accounts on hold. So right now, guys, we're only running 3 accounts and then the test server, which we don't really run very much. But I dropped about half the accounts of AFK Arena right now. So I kind of put them on pause last week. Haven't logged into them at all. We're still running the regular accounts. So the YouTube account, the FHG account, and the free-to-play account, I think are the 3 big vital accounts right now. We'll probably come back to the faction accounts eventually, but it might be a little while. Is Awakened Thane used in Chapter 42? 1 or 2 formations I've seen Awakened Thane in hills, but that's it. I really haven't seen him anywhere. Even looking at these meta formations now, he's not in here. He's not in here at all. And what's going on, guys? Another new subscriber. That's 2 that we've already gotten. Silix? I know I'm probably saying it absolutely horrible. I think it's Silix. That's how I'll say it. But again, my pronunciation, most of you know, not really the greatest. Having a hard time picking on which to pick the select summon. My Rowan needs 2 more copies, but Scarlet needs 1 more. Legendary plus fodder. Honestly, for where you're at, Link, I would get Rowan up to Mythic and then get his signature item. Max Rowan's signature item out as much as you can. Get Rowan to Mythic. Once Rowan is at Mythic, he will carry you for probably the next 15 to 20 chapters. He's strong enough, especially since you already have Damon. They're really strong in a formation together. It's really strong because I know you don't have many support heroes from what you said a little bit earlier in the chat. But yeah, it's very, very viable to get a solid support hero like Rowan and then continue to build out the rest of the heroes in there. Yeah, Scarlet is broken as well, guys. She's another hero that is just super, super strong. See you later, Crave. Have a good day. Even with Rowan doesn't need extended. I think it's getting late here, guys. Rowan doesn't have to be ascended. He just needs the signature item. You can keep him at Mythic. That's all you need. If Rowan is already there, don't do any summons for him. Do Scarlet. Absolutely go into Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet is the boss killer. In the Twisted Realm, absolutely. With the guild bosses, guys, Scarlet will absolutely break the bosses. She is just a monster. Which should I build, Silas or Rowan? Depends where you are, John. So early in the game, Rowan works incredibly well. Silas does not. Silas does have to be built up a considerable amount to work really well. So again, depending where you are within the game, John, Rowan, again, early game will do absolutely phenomenal, getting him to Mythic, getting the signature item. Silas will not. Silas is kind of a mid to late game kind of hero because you do have to have him built. And look at that. I break fists. So I break fists joined another subscriber, guys. That's 3 already. Why do some heroes take gear and weapons off in fights? For some heroes, that allows them to do more or take more damage. So you have heroes like Thorin with the retaliation ability. He has to take more damage. Same with Isolde. Isolde will scale faster if he takes more damage. Also, taking more damage will allow them to produce more energy, which results in more ults. So again, there's kind of a niche within there to take off some of the gear for the fights, to have them take more damage to build up more energy. I hate we're losing Dark Arden. Yes, absolutely, Woolen. I wish, fingers crossed again, that Lilith listens. I do not like the Oden boss. I hate him in the Twisted Realm. I hate him in the Cursed Realm. He is just an absolute pain in the ass boss to deal with. I wish they would have left Arden and they would have taken Oden away. Absolutely. Will you be playing other games soon? If I find some, Tim. So I've tried a couple different titles. A lot of my guildies are playing Ants right now. It's kind of a crazy, kind of a base builder PvP type game. If I find some other games and I really get into the game, absolutely, I will play other titles. There's a couple that I've tested. There's actually a couple right now that I'm beta testing for. They seem pretty good, but I don't see, again, the longevity like a dislike. I don't see the longevity of the game or me really getting into it. Or there's a couple that I like, but I know that would take an incredible amount of time, and that's what I don't have. The time commitment, I can't commit to playing a World of Warcraft for 4 to 5 hours every single day. I can't anymore. It's kind of I'm at that point in my life. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the time constraint anymore. I have Lucretia 1 star. And what should I stargaze for next? If Lucretia is at 1 star, you want to do Ulna. Yep, Ulna would be the next one, guys. Ulna Grez, Ulna Damon, Ulna Lucretia. A lot of different variations with Ulna work incredibly well, but that would be the next one. The Charizard comp isn't working for me, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Do you have Khazard at the plus 30 signature item? That's one of the early ones. And Charizard won't work for all teams. So Zen Panda, it might be the team that you're fighting on the reason why the Charizard isn't working. It doesn't work for all teams, and it doesn't work for any teams that do have kind of the mitigation when it comes to the crowd control aspect. Charizard will work, but not every single time. Is there any place that Kayleen in PvE or PvP? Yes. So she has used Flicks in a ton of... She's utilized in some of the Cursed Realm comps. She is also used in a lot of PvP. PvP, Kayleen is seeing a lot of action. PvE, we see her within the Graveborn Tower. She works incredibly well within the Graveborn Tower, both backline and tanking. So she is finding a place. Again, most of these heroes, you do have to have them built. But again, getting into the higher level teams, she's used in quite a few places. For Oden, Alt Twin Scarlet, 1 to 10. Super consistent. Oh, I think Swerve's answered a question in there. Look at my team. Scrag, Taylene, Belinda, Rowan, Rosaline. Thank you very much. That's a pretty good team. I mean, that team will definitely work early. Scrag, of course, because he doesn't get pushed back. Putting probably Rowan and Scrag up front works well. I know it sounds kind of weird if you're not used to it. Putting Taylene in the back and then having Rowan essentially with his damage mitigation function in front of Belinda. So I usually put Belinda in like the 3 or 5 spot, and then have the tanks kind of double cover her. Taylene will work well. What's her PvP team? I would have to look. Hypnos, I've seen her in a couple different places in PvP, and a lot of when you have her built and when you're at the same level, a lot of the PvP teams, again, it's a different level where if you have a big level deficiency, like right here, we're at 182 level deficiency. When you get on the same levels, the viability of a lot of heroes change, and they change a lot. So you'll see, again, a lot of viability will change depending on the heroes you're fighting. And that's where kind of the PvP thing comes in. What's going on, Atashi? What should I use my swap scroll on? Chimera is 5 stars. I don't use her even for dimensional link. Yeah, Chimera is a good one to swap if you have more real. So Chimera is still used, could be used within Dark Namora. So that is where a lot of players still do use her. If you don't have more real, short of that, you might look at swapping her for someone else. The big thing that I look, Mac, with the swapping of heroes is I look at how far I have them built. If you're just swapping her for a 5-star hero, you don't have the signature items and you don't have the furniture, is it really worth the swap? Is it super difficult to build her or to build another hero up to 5 stars? Nowadays, no, not at all. It's super easy to build heroes within here. They just get a lot more expensive when you start doing furniture and when you start doing signature items, which is when I would go ahead and swap those out. With the few ascended heroes I mentioned before, Damon is level 30 SI. The rest of them are 20. Even Rowan is at 20. Thorin at 10. Yes, Rowan for the red chest, guys. Rowan with the energy potion is still absolutely broken when it comes to the damage. So essentially what's going to happen is you'll have Damon come in there. Damon will usually eat Rowan's potion. He will ult super quick. Incredible. Rowan, you can even run with Ainz. Ainz will come in there. Ainz will ult really fast because you have the potions in there. It's really, really strong when you look at that combination. Rowan is really good. I have Khazard, Mythic and Zorath. Mythic Athelia is legendary. Immortus. Who should I build first? Zorath. So Khazard at Mythic will work incredibly well. Zorath without being ascended does not work at all. If you do not have Zorath's 3 of 9 furniture, Zorath will not work. He's absolutely garbage without the furniture. The furniture is what gives him the delay in combat. Again, if you don't have it, you can't do it. You can't do it. She is maxed and so is Belinda. SI30. Who would be her you would personally swap if you were going to? If you have her completely maxed out, I would probably go with some of the damage heroes. That's really the big. So when you look at Scarlet, when you look at Kren, when you look at possibly Antandra, when you look at Raku, when you look at Oden, all of the viability of those faction heroes, the better, the higher that you have them build. Even if you have Mishka, any of those I would swap with because they require the plus 30 signature item to really maximize the damage. What's going on, Dark Plane? Thank you for joining us. We're doing a late night live stream. How many accounts do I run dailies on for events like the Magic Hat? I've been running 8. Right now, Christian, we're running 4. So I did cut out the faction accounts like we were talking about a little bit earlier. The faction accounts I have kind of put on pause right now. And I'm probably doing that mostly for the summer. The summer is really the big thing right now. Of course, my kids are out of school. They're home all the time, spending a lot more time with them. Actually, tomorrow is my birthday. So happy birthday, early birthday to me, guys. Next week, I'm going out of town. So I'm not going to have quite the access that I do or the time that I have for AFK Arena. I am actually headed out of town. We're actually headed over to Grand Haven, right on Lake Michigan. Have a condo, have a boat, have a bunch of stuff set up over there with the kids. So it's going to be a blast going into next week. But again, it's going to be a little bit limited to the video content that we're going to be doing for the next week because it is going to be a week of vacation with the kids, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And yes, tomorrow is my birthday. I am old. Took the week off from work. It was very, very much needed. It's been absolutely kind of crazy at work. We have construction. We've been doing all kinds of stuff with loans, financial counseling, just an absolute insane amount of things going on. Should I swap my Scarlet Ascended to Grez Mythic? No. Scarlet and Grez, you need both. You absolutely need Scarlet and Grez, guys. Keep them both. Absolutely, John. Those are two. Do not use the swap scroll. You need Scarlet, you need Grez, both of them. Thank you, Link. Yeah, like I said, Usually every year on my birthday's on the 23rd, which has got about an hour till my birthday. I take vacation every year on my birthday. We've taken family vacations ever since we've had our kids. Even prior to that, my wife and I have went to Traverse City, went to Niagara Falls, went to a bunch of different places, and usually it's around my birthday. It's a lot of fun. I love going out and spending some time with the fam. That's what life's about, guys. Much as I love AFK Arena, it's about life, it's about family, it's about everything that it kind of brings. So made a lot of progression, guys. 42-48, look at that. We have 12 more stages in this chapter. We'll be done. Got some more amplifying emblems out of there. Very, very nice. I've been pushing, again, like I said earlier, I've been pushing the tower like crazy. 873, we're at 687. 661, you start getting into the 3 teams. But like we were saying earlier with Kayleen and a couple other heroes, a lot of players are using her in formations. Resnar we've seen, Fane we've seen, right there, I believe that's the trial version of Kayleen. She has been used for an absolute incredible amount, guys. I keep seeing her in a ton of formations. I'm actually building her up myself as well. Already have her at the plus 30 signature item. Just got to get some gear. Once we have the reset, I'll do my desired hero summons. She will be all the way up to Ascended. Start throwing some furniture on her, which I believe I already do have 3 of 9. So absolutely, guys, Kayleen, really strong. If you go to the PvP aspect, there are, again, a couple formations that I've kind of seen players utilizing her in because she's a pretty strong tank. So within the aspect, we've seen her used quite a few times. She's kind of hard to kill. If an enemy gets close to her, she actually stuns them. She has the little necro hounds that run along, run all around. And I love the bears, guys. For anyone who got this bear, that is such an absolute cute, awesome idea. Kilby Ross, I love it. I absolutely love the little bear idea with the mustache hair. That's such a very, very cool, cute idea within AFK Arena, guys. I love it. That's very cool. Which gear should I remove to Thorin to maximize his ult? For Thorin, you can actually go through and remove the helm. So most people do not run the helm. They will run the Zealot's plate, this one specifically for the accuracy to hit the target. This makes a big difference with the accuracy in there. But most players will just run the weapon and boots, and that's it. Might be a dumb question, but is there any way to stop Falks from pulling my main character Damon into his coffin? Falks you can counter with Nara if you have Nara. So Nara will actually grab Falks, which is what a lot of players do. That Nara will actually just grab Falks. Falks is one of the biggest pain in the ass heroes in that respect, is if you only have one damage dealer link, Falks will pick them up. And Falks will always pick them up as the highest damage dealer in there. So a lot of players do get kind of stuck with that. So all right, guys, so that'll do it for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for the subs, the super stickers that we got in there, the super chats, all the love and support for the game, guys. Absolutely loving AFK Arena. It is not going anywhere anytime soon. Again, going to be pretty limited on the videos this week because we are going to be out of town with the family. I'm actually going on vacation with my neighbors, which is going to be an absolutely amazing experience, guys. Got some boat, got some family, got some time, relax and chill, unwind from a crazy, crazy busy life. First trip we're actually taking after COVID has ended. So again, it's going to be very cool to finally get out and see the world, enjoy some places, get to see some people. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great weekend, guys. I'm going to be doing my Sunday live stream. So today I wanted to go ahead and do the live stream now. We wanted to, I'm going to do the summons. We're going to do our regular scheduled live stream. Today, my wife's out with a bunch of her work friends. So I got some time. My kids are sleeping, everything like that. So Sunday, we are still going to be doing our regular scheduled 1 p.m. live stream. So definitely join us there. Again, I'm going on vacation starting on like Monday of next week through the following Sunday. So Sunday is still good, guys. Where can I ask a question? Discord. So I have a Discord server, guys. The link is down below the videos. Absolutely check it out, guys. There is 700 plus players in there that are happy to answer questions. If you have specific questions about team comps, things of that nature, drop them in Discord. People will answer them, and they answer them pretty quick. So again, guys, that'll do it for today for the live stream. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Sunday. And as always, thank you guys for watching.